Howdy folks, and welcome back to Subnautica with the mighty Jingles. And when last we left our fearless explorer, use of the word fearless should not imply any actual fearlessness on behalf of our explorer, terms and conditions apply, we had managed to upgrade the safe diving depth of both the prawn suit and the Cyclops HMS Tog 2 to 1300 meters, and we were testing out the newly acquired drill arm for said prawn suit, and it seems to be working quite nicely. But the next thing that we're going to need to do if we're going to make any kind of further progress is increase the crush depth of both the prawn suit and the Cyclops to the maximum of 1700 meters. And for that we're going to need a very rare resource known as Kyanite. It's a blue crystal that forms under conditions of extreme temperature. Now this stuff does actually exist in the real world. It's apparently very popular with hippies as a healing crystal. You know, whatever, I'm not judging. Okay, anyway. We're not going to find any of this stuff at the kind of... Well, I hesitate to use the word safe, given how many sea moths I've used, or losed, so far while playing Subnautica, but it's not the kind of stuff that we're going to find in the safe areas that I've been exploring so far. For that we're going to have to go down a lot deeper to places where it's a lot hotter. Remember, the entire biome in which Subnautica is played is inside the crater of a submerged volcano, and it's not an extinct volcano. There's a lot of thermal activity around here with various geothermal vents releasing heat at the surface. The conditions for creating kyanite do exist, but they're a lot further down than the 900 meters that I've been able to explore so far. And for that, I'm going to need to prepare. First thing I'm going to need is a Cyclops engine efficiency module, which increases the efficiency of the Cyclops power cell banks by 300%. And that, and the Cyclops shield generator, which I was lucky enough to find the schematic for, are the only two other upgrades that I'm actually able to apply to the Cyclops just yet. The thing about the Cyclops though is while it's a technically far safer method of transport than the sea moth, it can take much more of a beating, especially with a shield generator installed. It's a lot, and I mean a lot bigger than a sea moth. And actually successfully navigating your way down these vents is incredibly tricky. Yep, I'm stuck, and I just heard a warper. I don't know if a warper can actually teleport me out of a Cyclops the same way it can out of a prawn suit or a sea moth, but I'm not in any particular rush to find out. Luckily, the Cyclops does come with a collision avoidance system and external cameras, which are a massive aid in navigating tight spaces like this. Before too long, I'm going to get to test out that shield generator. Yep, there's something closing in. It's getting awfully close. It's going for the screws. Hasn't actually attacked us yet, but there it is. Shields up. Red alert. The downside of the shield generator is that while it is very, very effective, it drains power from the Cyclops power cells like you wouldn't believe. You can't really afford to keep it up for long. What was that and where did it go? There's a warper down there. I don't think that's what attacked us. I think it was one of those big-assed electric eel things. Nothing to see here, Mr. Warper. Where's he going? Gonna keep descending. Gonna have to start reversing underneath that cavern lip. Is that the Lost River I can see down there? I think it is. Yeah, we're almost there. Ooh, ooh, brain crab thing. Over there to the left. There it is, I see it. Question is, has it seen us? These things are attracted by light. Unfortunately, if I was to turn the external cameras off, I'd be effectively blind down here. Oh. It is a very, very tight fit. Brain crab doesn't seem to be chasing. Wait, there's something coming in. Oh, there it is. It's attracted by the lights. And there's the EMP. 0 power. Bollocks. Okay. Power restored. Yeah, let's get away from that thing. That's drained a nasty chunk of my power reserves. Shortly afterwards I run into another problem that I never experienced in the Seamoth. I'm actually rising. The Cyclops isn't really responding to my controls. It's not going down when I'm telling it to, or it's fighting me. I thought it was because I just had the back end stuck on something, but it's those things up there. Here we go. Hands off the controls, and I'm actually rising. What's going on is those floaters. We've seen them before. Ones that size. They're the reason why you get these floating rocks in the blood kelp fields. And when they get bigger, all of those floating islands, they float because of these things. Much, much bigger versions of these things. But they're affecting the buoyancy of the Cyclops, making it difficult to actually steer the thing. So I'm going to have to get out and scrape them off the hull. Again, these are problems that you just don't get when you're in the Seamoth. The next problem you encounter in the Cyclops, which you just don't really get in the Seamoth, is the question of power. The combination of creature attacks that force you to use the defensive shield and just the general massive drain on even a bank of 6 power cells means that, well, this expedition's over. I never even got down to the kind of depths that I could achieve in the Seamoth, and I'm already at 40% battery supplies, so I have no option but to take this thing up, head back to Fort Jingles and have a really good think about this. I've already used more than half of my power. So what are my options? I've got the engine efficiency module installed. Am I going to have to make a lot more power cells and just keep swapping out the power cells whenever I get low? Is there some way I could recharge my power cells? Well, there is. There's the Cyclops thermal power generator, but guess what I need for that? Yeah, Kyanite. Now, I figured the game designers wouldn't have put this kind of choke point in the game without some way of getting around it. So, I tried to explore the easy option first. Get into the Seamoth, take it down to 900 meters, and then just swim down further. Because I don't actually know how far down I need to go in order to find Kyanite. Maybe, remember I needed nickel, and I found it down here in the Lost River just lying around. I didn't have to get the prawn suit with the drill arm to go looking for nickel deposits. There was stuff just lying around waiting to be picked up. Maybe I can do the same thing using the Seamoth and then just swimming down below 900 meters using the Sea Glide. I figured it had to be worth a try. And what is that? Oh wow. Okay, I'm at 860 meters. I can't take this thing much deeper than this. But what is this? 898 meters. 99. Jingles, what's your depth? Ow, 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 ow. Okay. I can't take the Seamoth any deeper, but I can just get out and swim around. Look at this. This is beautiful. That, boys and girls, is the Cove Tree. That's where Leviathans come from. Those are Leviathan eggs. This is the rarest plant in all of Subnautica. There's only one of these things. There it is. Ghost Leviathan eggs. The tree's branches are wrapped around a number of maturing eggs belonging to the species designated as Ghost Leviathans. Wow. And yet, this is one of the safest areas in the whole game. There are no hostile creatures here, which is kind of surprising considering that this is where Ghost Leviathans come from. It is beautiful down here. 911 meters. I think this is my new maximum depth diving record. I'm not seeing anything else around here that I can scan though. Okay, back to the Seamoth. And let's see well, we're going to repair it first, of course. The hull buckled a little when we dip below 900 meters. Let's just see how far we can go before we have to get out and dive down. There are thermal vents here. I wonder. You know, if I could get the Cyclops down here, I could build thermal power generators. Throw a multi-purpose room down there, stick a power cell charger in it, and use this as a sort of staging point, a power station, to resupply the Cyclops going deeper, like down there. Of course, if I want to go any further down there right now, it's not going to be in the Seamoth. In fact, I wouldn't even need to bring the Cyclops all the way down here. I could transport the materials that I'd need to build a thermal power plant in the Seamoth. Be a hell of a lot faster than bringing the Cyclops down. But I'm not going to give up on my initial plan just yet. While I'm here, I'm going to have a look around, see if I can find any Kyanite. I'm unlikely to find any in the immediate vicinity, it's not hot enough. But there are definite signs of thermal activity just ahead. Hello, another ruby. I'll take it. Rubies always come in useful. Yeah, I think we found an active geothermal zone. Now, while I don't actually know what the temperature is around here, there is actually a temperature gauge that you can build as part of your heads-up display, but the schematic seems to be bugged. I can never get it to work. But I don't need it to know that it's not hot enough in the immediate vicinity for Kyanite to be forming. How do you know that, Jingles? Well, I'm not boiling alive. So, you know, that's a bit of a giveaway. But I'm not prepared to give up just yet. There's all kinds of new stuff down here that I haven't seen before. What's this? A magma rang. Stay still. I come in peace. Shoot to kill. Gotcha. More indigenous life forms. I saw something else here that I could scan. But, well, 126 seconds of oxygen left. I should probably think about heading back to the Seamoth. But even though we weren't successful in that we didn't actually find any Kyanite just lying around the place, we have definitely got a few options now. And I'm thinking that the idea of building a thermal power plant down here to recharge the power cells of the Cyclops, sort of make it a two-stage expedition to get lower, that's definitely the way ahead. It's either that or just build a lot, and I mean a lot, of spare power cells for the Cyclops. Which is also an option, but it's a bit, well, it's a bit of a brute force approach. Power station. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. And then, several hours later, while checking out a wreck that I hadn't discovered before, I got incredibly lucky. And I found the Cyclops Sonar upgrade. Now, I'm not saying you can't make a go of exploring the volcanic regions at extreme depths without the Cyclops Sonar upgrade. But this thing makes life a hell of a lot easier. Because if you're navigating those caverns using the sonar, you don't have your lights on. And the lights are a big kick me sign to any nasties that might be down there. Also, they're not particularly good. It's still very difficult to see where you're going, even with the lights. And with the lights on, you attract the attention of the nasties. You have to use the shield generator, and it's just a massive drain on your power supplies. Now the sonar's a fair drain on your power supplies as well, but it's worth the trade-off. It's an incredibly useful piece of equipment. So, once again, things are looking up. And while exploring, I did find another creature egg. I have absolutely no idea what it is. Hello, Boo, how you doing? There it is. We're going to drop it in the fish tank and see. Wow, look at that. Did you see? It looks very angry, whatever it is. Should I be keeping my distance? Well, whatever that is, I'm sure it's going to be interesting when that hatches. Yeah. Anyway, where's Boo Boo? Boo Boo, where did you go? Where are you? There he is. Huh. You can pick him up. I'm still not quite getting the point of the cuddlefish, but I will soon. Still not too sure about that egg, though. That looks very angry. Am I going to regret this? Well, I shouldn't, because any creatures raised in captivity are not hostile. So it shouldn't try to chew my face off whenever it hatches. Anyway, about Boo Boo, the cuddlefish, I want to try something. Let's get somewhere where there's a bit of light first, underneath the moon pool should do. And we're going to try releasing him and see what happens. There he goes. Oh, he's cute. Right, play with fish. What? Oh, you're kidding. Foodies. That's amazing. He's been sitting in that containment tank all this time and I never knew. Do you want a biscuit, Boo? Of course you do. Who's a good fish? There we go. What else does he do? Where did he go? There he is. Oh, Boo Boo. Who's a good boy? What's this, Boo? Oh, high five. Is that it? Or does he do more? Oh, Boo Boo. That's right. Come to Pappy. Another high five. Okay. What's this, Boo? It's foodies. Yes, Boo Boo. There we go. What's this, Boo? Where is it? It was behind your ear the whole time. Oh, that's amazing, Boo. I don't think I'm ever going to get tired of this. Okay, I'm getting tired of this. Back to work. First thing we're going to do is make a grappling arm for the prawn suit. Thank you. That will do very, very nicely indeed. Next, what do I need for the Cyclops Sonar? There it is. Computer chip and magnetite. Well, that's easy enough. Just going to go and plug the grappling arm into the prawn suit, which you can do from here. You don't have to actually physically access the prawn suit. Automated systems take care of it. There it is. Oh, prawn suit actually has 6 upgrade modules, so space for 3 storage compartments, even better. Next, sonar for the Cyclops. Power cells seem to be doing okay. There it is. 3 magnetite, 1 computer chip. Easy. Let's go and get this bad boy plugged in. Upgrade module for the Cyclops is around the other side of the engine. Alrighty, here we go. And still got space for 1 more upgrade. But I need to reserve that slot for the thermal power generator for the Cyclops. Of course, for that, I'm going to need Kyanite. And if I want to get my hands on any Kyanite, I'm going to have to build that intermediate stage power station down by the Cove Tree. I just can't remember the way to the Cove Tree. I know it's down here in the Lost River somewhere. There's the sonar. You can see straight away just how much more effective, even though I actually have the external floodlights on, they're not showing me the terrain as far out as the sonar does. What the hell was that? I hit something. The collision warning system and the creature avoidance system weren't going off. And I haven't taken any hull damage, so it's fine. Ah, Ghost Leviathan. Right. Okay. Systems test. Floodlights off. Let's rig for silent running. And see if we can sneak Cyclops past a Ghost Leviathan. If the worst comes to the worst, I do still have the shield generator. Doesn't seem to have noticed me. Still, let's not make it easy for him. Silent running is another thing, by the way, that absolutely canes your power supplies. I'm down to 54%. I think I remember reading in the comments of a previous video that your power usage is multiplied by 5 when you're running on silent running. And I probably should be going all ahead slow rather than standard speed. That isn't exactly helping matters. But I've made it past the Ghost Leviathan with no problems, other than the increased power drain, of course. I'm going to need to find that Cove Tree soon, though. Down to 41%, and there it is. Emergency over. Hands secure from panic stations. We've done it. 40%. Keep hitting things. Not sure what, but not suffering any kind of damage, so it's probably just fish. Oh, back end's getting caught on something. If I was using the external cameras, I probably wouldn't have these problems. But we've made it. Right. And there it is. So this is deeper than we ever went in the Seamoth. And of course we can go deeper still. We still have another 500 meters worth of crush depth to play around with. But for now, our priority is getting these power cells recharged. So, I've built a storage locker in the Cyclops where I'm keeping spare power cells, and I've already had to use some of them to even get this far. That was a power cell charger, which I have also built on the Cyclops. Do not build a power cell recharger on the Cyclops unless you also have a thermal power generator, because it just doesn't work. You try to power up your expended power cells on board the Cyclops, and all you're doing is draining power from your existing power cells to recharge your dead power cells. You're quite literally stealing from Peter to play Paul. It just doesn't work. It might have sounded like a good idea on paper. In fact, let's be honest, it didn't even sound like a good idea on paper. I mean, of course, you're draining one power source to charge another power source. It's never, ever going to work. But, well, what can I say? I'm crap, so you don't have to be. Right then, power station. It's 58 degrees centigrade in this spot, according to the thermal sensors on the prawn suit. So this is a good spot. So, what we're going to need, let's put a foundation down first. We've got the lead, and we've drilled a whole bunch of titanium from mineral deposits down here using the prawn suit's drill arm. So we're going to slap a foundation down first. And that should do. Next we're going to need a multi-purpose room. And we have the titanium for that. And job done. It all seems to be going quite well, doesn't it? And it is, but trust me, I can fuck it up. I didn't actually come down here with all the materials required for building a multi-purpose room, a foundation, a hatch, a thermal power plant, and a power cell charger. I thought to myself, I don't need to, because I knew that all of the materials required for building those things could be found right here in the Lost River around the Cove Tree. But what I forgot to do was to bring the materials required to build a fabricator so I could turn those materials into what I was gonna... You get the idea. So I do actually have a bit of a problem now. And don't forget, I still have that power cell charger running on board the Cyclops. And it's busy munching away at my power supplies. And I've got no real way of recharging it. I am in the shit. I did at least realise that I was in a power critical situation and decided to try to cut my losses and get out. I just realised a little bit too late. At this point, I've not only used all of the spare power cells that I brought down here with me, I've also stripped the 2 power cells from the prawn suit and plugged those into my power banks in an attempt to get out of here before I completely run out of power. I'm approaching 500 meters, I'm down to 5%, 4%. At this point, the reason the power is draining so quickly is I'm running on 1 power cell. Everything else is completely dry. I am not going to make it. 380 meters. And that's it. So what exactly happens in a Cyclops when you're out of power? Well, not a lot. It just kind of stops. 383 meters. I'm going to have to go the rest of the way on the Sea Glide alone. And I was in such a mad panic to get to the surface before I ran out of oxygen that I forgot to strip the dead power cells from the Cyclops so I could take them back to Fort Jingles and recharge them. That's right, folks. When I fuck up, I do it in style. So how am I going to get out of this one? To answer that question, you're going to have to tune in for the next episode of Subnautica. I hope you enjoyed this one. And as always, folks, take care, and I'll catch you next time.